All right, as I absolutely detest vertical video, I'm going to attempt to shoot this horizontally, although it's super awkward to carry an iPhone 6s Plus and shoot horizontal video and walk. But, I'm walking around downtown trying to find my homeless friend and observing all the insane construction. Like right now I'm at the intersection of Madison and I almost said Central, but I just realized this is First Avenue, Madison to First Avenue. There's the new county courthouse. There's the old county courthouse. Arizona District Branch, Maricopa County Superior Court, Southport Tower. That new tower is really something. But as you can see, the entire stoplight is bagged off and shut down, and the whole intersection is just closed. I don't think there's any traffic going through here at all. When the new courthouse was built, the street I'm standing on, Madison, it used to drive through. You could drive down Madison on the south side of the courthouse. And on the south side of Madison was a parking garage for the courthouse, but they eliminated that parking garage to build the new courthouse and eliminated the street, Madison Street, and turned it into a pedestrian walkway. Part of me kind of wants to take that walkway right now and show it to you, and part of me realizes that will look suspicious as hell. It'll probably get me questioned by law enforcement, but hey, I can be a First Amendment auditor. And then part of me realizes I don't need that hassle right now. Might do that at a later date though. My goal right now is to find my homeless friend with the smartwatch. I really want to talk to that man again. He was a very interesting guy. Going through some tough times. You know, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube about the homeless crisis all over the United States, and it's not a simple subject. This is interesting. That's the entrance to the underneath. Wow, and it's wild that it is wide open right now. There's normally a gate that's closed, and it is wide open. That's used to be where they would bring inmates in to bring them to court. Although the last time I was having that adventure, they had moved Superior Court intake for court intake into. They had moved it from the old First Avenue jail, which is where that goes. They had moved it to Madison Street Jail, which used to be the county jail, but they've moved that over to 4th Avenue, and they're using Madison Street Jail for that. But at any rate, obviously this is used for something, and for reasons I can't explain, the gate is wide open. I'm definitely asking for trouble if I walk that way, so I'm not going to. But I do find it interesting that they've set up the barricades in such a way that that entrance is accessible. So obviously Maricopa County is using it for something. There is sort of a one-lane detour here. Some kind of traffic is able to go through here. So I just crossed First Avenue. Hey, look, a vehicle. You got to turn left.
Oh yeah,
That guy's way too busy on his phone to drive. That's why there's so many traffic accidents and people just sitting in traffic. That's it right there. This is kind of a neat alley. This is right between Madison and Jefferson Street. I love that they've added those lights up above. There's a catwalk that connects the Lurs Tower to the Lurs Tower parking, which I want to say it's the oldest parking garage still standing in Phoenix. I don't have any basis for that other than spending a lot of time in downtown Phoenix and it just visually looking to be the oldest and being there as long as I can remember, whereas I can remember most of the other parking garages in downtown Phoenix being built This is what your average parking meter in Phoenix looks like. It has a bag over it and you can't park in front of it. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't notice, this video started walking from a considerably different location than where y'all saw me park my car. And that's because when I got out and I looked at the parking signs by the meter that I pulled up on, and generally speaking at 3 in the morning, the meters are irrelevant. They don't matter until like 8 or 9 in the morning. So if you're here in the middle of the night, late at night, middle of the night, it's free parking. But I got out and there was one sign that indicated that it was 10-minute parking, and there was another sign that indicated it was 15-minute parking, and neither of them specified what time. It made it look as if it was that at all times, and I'm really not about getting my car impounded or getting a parking ticket. I mean, I figure the odds of it happening are pretty slim, but there's a video I watched. I forget what city it is. I want to say Chicago, but I don't want to badmouth Chicago and blame them for another city's problems. But there's a video I watched recently on YouTube where this guy owns a pizza parlor downtown, and there's what appears to be parking spots on the street. Of course he doesn't have a parking lot because he's downtown, and there's parking spots, what appears to be legit parking spots on the street. So his customers frequently park there and go in to patronize his pizza place, or pick up their pizza and go, whatever. But his customers park there. There's no sign right there to really indicate that there's anything other than just regular on-street parking. And there's a sign at the end of the block, which is like a half block away. It's not within visual distance of where this guy's pizza parlor is. And maybe someday I'll link it in the description, but I've yet to link a video in the description that I've said I was going to link to in the description. Oh, look, there's the new rail going in or something. So much construction in downtown Phoenix right now. Anyway, so yeah, there's no signs there. There is a sign a half a block away at the end of the block that points in that direction, that indicates that it is handicapped only parking. And the city has impounded, whatever city it is, I forget which city, has impounded numerous vehicles for parking there without handicap plates, and given people some very expensive parking tickets for parking there without handicap plates. And eventually the guy just got so frustrated with his customers, the guy who owns the pizza place, got so frustrated with his customers getting parking tickets for something that no reasonable person would notice, that he painted, at his own expense, painted the parking lane blue. Most people associate, blue with handicap parking, and he painted it. And the city came out and promptly removed the blue paint. Apparently they really enjoy that revenue stream and didn't want it to end. So yeah, I didn't want to be part of Phoenix's revenue stream by parking over here. I'm almost back to where I parked. The guy I was talking about with the smartwatch, I met him in front of the downtown Price grocery store. So I know where else he would be, but I'm just gonna wander around here a little bit, shoot some video. Love shooting video downtown Phoenix. Yeah, whenever I park in a regulated parking area, such as downtown Phoenix, or pretty much everywhere I go in LA, I always check. But yeah, there's right here is the one sign. It says begins no parking. 10-minute passenger loading. See it in the dark. 10-minute limit, passenger loading. Violators subject to tow per city code 3607. Ends. So presuming everything behind me is that. And then I'm backing up. This may be deep. I'm not that fat. Backing up. That's the meter I parked at. This is where I parked. And when I got out, I looked closely at this sign, which says 15-minute metered parking, takeout, and curbside pickup. This sign, which absolutely does not look like it was placed by the city of Phoenix. It does not look like an official sign. So the official looking sign looks like it says 10 minutes. This one says 15 minutes. I don't know what the meter says because it's LCD display. Doesn't light up, and when I hit the buttons, it doesn't light up. And maybe I could turn on a flashlight. And actually, hang on, the Obama phone has a flashlight on it. Oh shit! I'm dropping cards. Dropping my business cards in the street. Not good. The Obama phone has a flashlight. Didn't occur to me to do that when I was here. Those other two signs were enough for me to want to park elsewhere. It says City of Phoenix free parking. Payment times Monday through Sunday, 8 to 10 p.m. All right, so apparently it's free parking right now, but as I understand, the unofficial looking sign looks like I have 15 minutes there, and the official looking sign makes it look like I had 10 minutes there. At any rate, I don't want to be part of. I don't want to be a part of that part of the city of Phoenix's revenue stream. I already got screwed pretty hard over a couple of traffic tickets that I feel should have been adjusted to reflect my poverty level. But whatever, they're paid. I mean, to be fair, the city of Phoenix did offer to work a payment plan with me, but I would just rather go into a little bit more credit card debt because Capital One can't suspend my driver's license, and the city of Phoenix court can. And having my driver's license suspended would really, really, really mess up my existence. So, yeah. All right, that guy is parked in the crosswalk, so I'm going to go ahead and cross in the street in front of him since he feels he can park in the crosswalk. And to be fair for him, the street markings in downtown Phoenix are pretty freaking ridiculous right now. And you know what's funny? Like, one of the channels I've been watching a lot lately, and I've been kind of critical of it. I mean, it's kind of a love-hate thing. Not so fond of the guy's commentary. Not so fond of the way he talks down about homeless people. I'm not so fond of the fact that the guy is regularly riding an electric bike on sidewalks, which is illegal in Los Angeles, complaining about all the things happening in front of him that are illegal. It seems incredibly hypocritical to me. But one thing he's always talking about is graffiti, graffiti, graffiti. And granted, some of it's graffiti, but some of it is what I would consider urban art. And there's a fine line. I don't even want to discuss that, but the number one culprit for graffiti in Phoenix is this. And this is everywhere downtown. It drives me crazy. This is stuff being done by the utility companies and the construction companies. And I understand, like, they need to make markings, you know, when they're doing construction, but they just leave it. Just leave it here. And Phoenix streets and sidewalks are just littered with this stuff. And I don't know, to me it looks horribly tacky. Way tackier than Los Angeles urban art graffiti. I see it everywhere. See it everywhere in Phoenix. So yeah, apparently if you work for the utility company, you can go crazy with your spray paint and make all kinds of funny little markings. But anything else is a crime. We get prosecuted. And to be fair, I don't see a lot of graffiti in downtown Phoenix. So, you know, other than this stuff. Yeah, not seeing the guy I'm looking for. I'm kind of walking in the area, but I'm gonna keep walking. Gonna keep walking. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. It's kind of a neat piece of public art. Well, public-ish art. It's inside the Chase Ranch here. Chase customer. I've never gone into that ranch. It's the 101 East Washington Street building. I like that light, the orbs and stuff. And wow, there's a restaurant there. That's a new one on me. Ingos, I guess. INGOS. Cocktails, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Never been in there. Um, yeah, after I lost my home in my divorce, I owned a house in, my wife and I owned a house in Tucson, about a mile south of the Tucson Mall. Um, After I lost that, I was homeless for quite some time, and much of that time I existed in downtown Phoenix. And at that time, I was pretty familiar with downtown Phoenix before then, but at that time, I became very intimately familiar with the layout of downtown Phoenix. And since then, it has changed dramatically. And it's kind of weird. Like, I walk around, some places like are intimately familiar to me, and some places I'm just looking around and just bewildered by how different it is. Like, like that. It's different. All this on my left is different. But directly ahead to the left is the wow, that screen still has a weirdly cropped bridge on it. I think it's called Footprints Center now. It used to be called America West Arena, and that's, it's been there since the early 90s. That hasn't changed. So it's kind of interesting. Like, things change and things don't. Looking that way, like, it's not very visible in my video, but you can see Chase Field, which used to be Bank One Ballpark. Most everything off to the right has been the same for a long time. Now I can remember the space between here and Chase Field being different. I remember the Silver Dollar Club being there on Madison, and there being a little chunk of Madison that ran there, which of course got eliminated when the current parking garage and the businesses attached to it got built. But and now this is called Fry's Plaza. I don't ever recall it having a name before. It was just the plaza in front of America West Arena. Footprint Center, that's what it's called now. And it actually changed its name like during the Suns being in the NBA Finals, which sadly they didn't win. Thought the Suns were finally going to do it, but I guess it's Milwaukee's time to grab a first championship, and good for Milwaukee. They earned it. Maybe next year will be the Suns here. But yeah, this plaza's been here for a long time. But yeah, it changed names, and I don't know anybody who calls it the Footprint Center. Everybody just calls it the Suns Arena, because yeah, that's the main thing people come down here for. Well, I've been down there for many concerts. I saw Ozzy Osbourne there. I saw The Cure there. And that's just a drop in the bucket of all the concerts I've seen there. Well, I did see a couple of people that looked like they were homeless, but I did not see the person I was looking for. So I'm at like 18 minutes. I think I'm going to shut this video down, because yeah, when they get too big, they become difficult to upload. Actually, first I think I'm gonna walk this way. This is I'm one block south of Jefferson. So this is Madison Street. Loads and loads of construction going on here. I'm really not sure why. All the detours here, but there's pylons and shit here, which means that there's not parking on the street. And this is a street that used to have parking. And this makes me sad. Here's the sign. First Street in Madison. And this makes me sad because on the south side of this road used to be, I believe it was called the St. James Motel. The building was more or less where I'm showing the camera here, and it's since been bulldozed and eliminated. And downtown Phoenix has a real shortage of historic buildings, and it wasn't the most spectacular looking building, but it was fairly historic. It was built in the early 1900s, and it was all red brick construction, and it was a really cool style of architecture that is now lost. But the bigger loss is that it was a very inexpensive hotel where an otherwise homeless person who had done some day labor could stay the night and could afford to stay the night. Downtown Phoenix used to have numerous hotels like that, and they've all been eliminated by developers. This is interesting. I'm not sure what building I forget what building used to be on this corner, but you can see that they've eliminated the building, and now you can see the basement down below. This is the southeast corner of Central and Madison. Yeah, there's nothing left on Madison on the south side of the road between Central and First Street. Nothing. And yeah, that's what's in the way of the pedestrian walkway. Yeah, it's whoa, I'm in front of that guy. With all these signs, it's hard to tell where I should be walking. This building here, this used to be the Justice Court building. There were like 3 different no parking sign on the ground. Stay classy, Phoenix. 1 West Madison. It looks like it's still occupied by the county. Maricopa County, 1 West Madison. Court hours. Oh, maybe there's still a court here. Used to be 3 different justice courts in that building, and they've since moved to a new building which is directly west of here. So, and I've since had hearings in those courthouses, but I had some very interesting court adventures in the 1 West Madison building, some of which I still have audio and video recordings of, and someday I will edit that down and share it with y'all right here on YouTube. I see a suspicious person looking in front of me. I do need to keep my head on a swivel while I'm doing this, because yeah, it's 3 in the morning. Most people are harmless, but not all of them. Anyway, what I was saying, there were a bunch of very cheap hotels, some of which had very cheap daily rates and weekly rates. Some of them used to have rates as cheap as like $15 for what they called a sleeping room, which is basically a comparable, not as luxurious, but comparable as to like a Japanese capsule hotel. Basically, it was a semi-enclosed box with a bed. It was a place to sleep. There was nothing more. But, you know, you had a little place where you could take your clothes, you know, put your clothes down and change clothes, and they'd have a communal shower. And as awful as that sounds, it was a lot better than being on the street if you were homeless, and you could do a little day labor or do a little hustling and come up with that much cash. And there were some times where I was going through some serious tough times, and some of that was due to mental health issues, and some of that was just due to, you know, some financial problems, and some of that was due to my divorce. But many times I would, not many times, but several times I did stay in those places, and they've all since been eliminated. There's none left. The St. James Motel was like the last one, and oh, no pedestrian, use other side. Okay, walk to the other side, I guess. They've been eliminated, and now that's a place that people can't go, and it's kind of shitty. Kind of shitty. One of the ones that I used to regularly go to was called the 7th Street Motel, directly across the street from the police headquarters, which I thought was good. Like that, it kind of limited the riffraff inside there. You know, like people that were hardcore druggies didn't go there because they didn't want to be directly across the street from the police station. But people who were really broke and needed a roof over their head for the night, did go there. And for a while I was renting a weekly room that was a little bit bigger than a sleeping room, and it was tiny, but I had my own lighting, and for a while I set up a computer in there. Unfortunately this is before you know, wireless internet was a thing, so I didn't have any internet, but I set up my Commodore Plus 4 in there. Yeah, and by the way, it was an extremely obsolete computer then too, but I set up a Commodore Plus 4 and a printer, and I don't remember what I was doing. My mental health was not so good at the time, but I do remember I was using it. I remember I was writing some letters and doing some documents, and it was a dot matrix printer, so that used the pin feed paper, so I couldn't put any kind of letterhead through it. But I had made a letterhead. I do recall I made a letterhead for my word processor for writing letters. My memories from that time period are really they're really broken. I forget what I was trying to do at that time. I'm sure it had something to do with transportation and something to do with DJing, because like that's pretty much the bulk of my life. But I do remember I stayed there for quite some time. I'm willing to bet that's that's what happened to my plus 4, because I don't remember what happened to my plus 4, and I don't have my plus 4 anymore. It's been long gone. And I think at some point I just stopped showing up there and paying my rent, and they acquired that. But I felt like I was at the start of something great, and I had a very functional living space for, I don't remember what the weekly amount was, but it seems like it was not much more than $100. And it didn't have a shower. There's a communal shower down the way. But yeah, those facilities are no longer available for the homeless in Phoenix. So, and as I walked around, I'm sure you probably saw a couple of random homeless people in this video, but you didn't see many. It's not like a video of John. By the way, that's the YouTuber that's been documenting LA that I've been mentioning, John. Jon. It's either I think it's JOHN space JON. It might be the other way around. It might be JON space JOHN. Anyway, he's constantly going around LA and documenting the homeless there. And as I wandered around downtown Phoenix, obviously it doesn't look anything like Skid Row. And Phoenix just doesn't look like that, because the Phoenix PD will eliminate, you can't really squat anywhere for any length of time. The Phoenix PD will move you on anywhere that's visible. Don't get me wrong, the city of Phoenix does have homeless people. They just they're good at hiding, because they realize here they need to. And that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that the city of Phoenix has used eminent domain actions to, and gentrification has caused the places where they could afford rooms to not exist. But I guess that's progress. Anyway, I'm going to drive around a little bit more. I don't really know where I'm going or what I'm doing, but the guy I was looking for, I didn't find him. So thanks for joining me on this adventure. Hope you enjoyed this little walk around downtown Phoenix, and I'll see you on the next one.